The Valley today, a Lakes Country man is fighting to survive after rolling his Trike motorcycle several times.
Also coming up, keeping your family safe now that people are heading back out on the water for the summer.
Plus, it may seem out of place, but yes, today is actually your federal tax deadline day. But first, anew this morning, charges are possible against an 85-year-old North Dakota man who police say ran over two people, killing one and seriously injuring the other. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says a 26-year-old man fell off his bike in Dickinson yesterday afternoon, and a woman then pulled over to help him.
That's when police say the elderly driver ran over both people. The bicyclist was killed and the woman was airlifted to a Bismarck hospital with critical injuries. No names have been released, but troopers say the driver and the person on the bicycle are both from Dickinson. The woman is from Mandan. A 61-year-old man is critically injured after rolling his Trike motorcycle in Ottertail County.
The Minnesota State Patrol says 61-year-old Ronald McCoy of Pelican Rapids was on Highway 59 near Pelican around 1:30 yesterday morning when he hit the guardrail and overturned several times. He was rushed to a Fargo hospital with life-threatening injuries. A Twin Cities man is hurt in Norman County after jumping from his car while it was still moving. The Minnesota Highway Patrol says Clay County deputies were chasing a driver yesterday afternoon, but called it off just south of Felton.
They say the driver kept speeding on Highway 9, then jumped from the vehicle as it was still moving and was injured. The vehicle hit a driveway approach and rolled. Troopers say the driver had been drinking. The City Council in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota is moving forward with a resolution to restructure its police department in the wake of the deaths of Dante Wright and Kobe Heisler, both of whom were killed by police. Now, the vote came after a 3.5-hour public hearing. The resolution provides the city with unarmed police officers, both for non-moving related traffic violations and response teams for mental health calls. The city will now create a committee to determine how the requested public changes will be implemented.
The former Brooklyn Center police officer charged in the death of Dante Wright is scheduled for a pretrial hearing today. Kim Potter will appear through video conference this afternoon. That hearing is to go over evidence and determine if there is a probable cause for that case to proceed. Wright was a 20-year-old black man who was killed April 11th during a traffic stop. The former Brooklyn Center police chief said he believes that Potter meant to use her taser on Wright, but then fired her gun instead.
Still pretty nice out there as we start off our Monday. Let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green to see what we can expect. We all want that nice warm weather to continue.
That's right. We're getting that today. It's beautiful out there this morning. We keep it going. But of course, there's always something. And we have that fire danger yet again today in northeastern North Dakota, stretching down into the James River Valley area into Jamestown, and then back west over toward Minot. That's where we have that red flag warning in effect from 2 until 8 o'clock for tonight. And we are going to see the rest of us just on the warm and sunny side, though, you can't rule out fire danger anywhere in the valley because we're all dealing with some dry conditions, even with recent rains that we've gotten. But northeastern North Dakota is certainly the area where we have that greater risk for fire weather conditions. This morning, though, pretty quiet. Temperatures into the 40s and 50s. Not bad to start off. It's a good morning to leave the coat behind if you're just going to be stepping out the door to get in your car and get to work. 54 in Fargo. It's 48 in Grand Forks. It's 46 in Hallock. That's our coolest number. And wind is light. We have calm conditions reported in the east. If we do have some wind, it's out of the south right now. A look at your radar and satellite map. Quiet as can be. We're looking at some good conditions, clear skies, plenty of sun. And north of us, there are some showers that may just dip into our viewing area up around Lake of the Woods, but that's about it. So really keeping on the sunny side today. And a look at your bus stop planner. Not bad, as I mentioned, out at the bus stop. Not so chilly for the kids there. Temperatures 50s to some low 60s this morning around 8 a.m. And then this afternoon, right back into those upper 70s and some mid 80s coming up for the afternoon hours. The wind gets a little stronger. We'll see steady speeds into the teens, gusts into the 20s, even 30 miles per hour. So a little bit on the windy side coming up here for today. And a look at your chance for rain over the week. We've been talking about this today and Tuesday, pretty low chances, but we start to see these numbers go up, that chance for more scattered to widespread rain for the second half of the week, starting on Wednesday. And you can see this continues into Saturday. We could see an inch or more of rain in some spots by the time this is all said and done, which is very welcome, of course, with drought conditions. And on top of that, we get to keep the milder weather around too. We'll be into the 70s and 80s all week.
So now the hunt for some good patio furniture goes into full swing so you can enjoy the warm weather. Lisa, thank you.
Bemidji police are looking for two sisters who they say ran away from their home on their bikes. 14-year-old Danielle Kinderswan and her 9-year-old sister Nadine were last seen Saturday morning on the city's north side.
There is a post from someone on the police department's Facebook page that the girls have been found, but authorities have not yet confirmed that. Bemidji PD is also looking for 3 other girls. 15-year-old Justice Corderer was last seen just after midnight yesterday.
And police say 16-year-old Emily Loom and 17-year-old Zoe Jones left a Northside neighborhood right around 11 Friday night. Investigators say none of the disappearances are suspicious. A small Iowa town is evacuated after a massive train derailment. Authorities say a bridge collapse forced 47 rail cars off the tracks near the town of Sibley. It also started a diesel fuel fire.
Multiple crews were responding to the incident, including several hazmat teams. Everything within a 5-mile radius of the derailment was blocked off, including waterways in that area. No one was hurt, and authorities are trying to pinpoint what caused that bridge to collapse. They are cleaning up in Albert Lee, Minnesota, after a train derailed there over the weekend. The Union Pacific train went off the track Saturday, leaving 28 train cars overturned. 2 of them were leaking hydrochloric acid.
The county emergency management team says crews began removing the derailed cars Saturday night, and by Sunday afternoon, 14 were cleared. Officials are monitoring the area's air and waterways. There's no word yet on what caused that derailment. We have some new road construction projects starting today in Fargo for you to be watching out for. Westbound traffic on 40th Avenue South will be reduced to 1 lane between 45th Street and Village Lane. The lane closure is needed for water main repairs and should be done by a week from tomorrow.
And eastbound 32nd Avenue South will be down to 1 lane between 23rd and 25th Streets for storm sewer repairs. The westbound center turn lane will also be closed intermittently. Work should take about a week there. And 3rd Street North will be closed to southbound traffic between 16th and 18th Avenues for some repairs.
It's scheduled to wrap up by Thursday. All projects begin this morning at 8. And MnDOT crews just wrapped up their first night of overnight road repairs in Moorhead. If you're out driving at night for the next 2 weeks, you could run into the alternating lane closures. Workers will be out from 8 p.m. to 6:30 in the morning through Thursday night, and again next Sunday through Thursday night.
This week's focus is on Highway 10 through downtown Moorhead. Next week, they'll be on I-94. MnDOT is doing the work overnight to minimize traffic impacts on people in the Fargo-Moorhead area. People driving on Highway 59 in Polk County can expect some delays and detours near Winger starting today.
Construction starts today and will last until early June. Workers are resurfacing the highway and making improvements for pedestrian traffic. The pop-up COVID clinic at Hugo's Marketplace in Grand Forks is expanding its vaccine eligibility to kids ages 12 to 15. They must have consent from a parent or guardian. The clinic is open starting this morning at 10. It's located at the Hugo's on 32nd Avenue South.
The Grand Forks Public Health Department is hosting a COVID-19 testing event today from 7 to 11 a.m. at the UND Performance Center. All ages are welcome to get tested for COVID-19. Proof of residency not required. Registration is encouraged prior to arrival. Today, it's the deadline for filing your 2020 tax return if you procrastinated for that extra month. The original filing and payment due date was April 15th, but the IRS pushed the deadline to May 17th. The move gives individual filers, tax preparers, and the IRS itself more time to sort through the many changes affecting one's 2020 taxes from the latest COVID relief package.
Unless you choose to file for an extension, you must file and pay any remaining federal income taxes you owe for 2020 by today. Even though the IRS extended the federal filing deadline, it was up to individual states to set their own tax deadlines. As temperatures rise and people head out to Lakes Country and get ready for pool season, you want to make sure that your water safety tips don't get lost in your eagerness to return to normal summer conditions, especially if you have smaller children.
That's right. The Valley Today's Brian Sherrod. He joins us live this morning with some water safety tips to remember this summer. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Jordan and Lisa. One thing to remember is that all bodies of water can be considered dangerous. And being out here at MB Johnson Park, beautiful place to put your boat out. This is actually the access for the boats. You can also go fishing as well, but you also want to be cautious when you're getting ready to do that. Now, when you're fishing, young children should never be alone by the water. Children should be within arm's reach of you, also known as a water watcher. Now, it's someone that's able to assist you in case of emergencies. And if someone falls in and you aren't certified, do not jump in the water. Natural Reaction says to jump in to save that person, but a panicked person could overpower you and bring you underwater by accident. Now, when you're boating in North Dakota and Minnesota, children under 10 must wear a personal protection device. And in North Dakota, all personal watercraft users have to wear a life jacket as well. In Minnesota, each boat should have one U.S. Coast Guard approved, properly sized, and easily accessible life jacket for each person. Now, it's smart to teach your kids these summer safety tips when it comes to the water right now, because drowning is always a #1 concern when it comes to kids, especially when they're unattended. And being out in places like this, yes, it's fun to go fishing. Yes, it's fun to also put your boat out, but it just takes one instant to turn that fun time into a deadly, dangerous time. Now, all these tips I just mentioned can be found at valleynewslive.com.
Brian Sherrod reporting live for us. Thank you.
The Buffalo River Speedway near Glendon opening up again under new ownership after shutting down last year. The track closed due to COVID and other circumstances. Now a new group has emerged to bring the races back to life.
Fans were back out yesterday, but not all of the drivers were veteran racers. Some are just getting started in their careers. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook this morning. Today's question: more than 90% of people say they hate it when they get this.
The answer, a voicemail. I don't mind it. Lets you know that it's an important message you're getting.
I prefer a text.
Okay.
I'm with that.
The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start. The Valley Today rolls on. More live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up on the Fargo CW.